we have a new Anime Souls game presented to us by IGN. Let's check it out. I don't even know what this game is called. I just saw a trailer.
The thing that immediately stands out when roaming derelict buildings and creepy aqueducts in AI Limit is just how stylish and crisp
Oh, it's called AI Limit.
looks.
Okay.
And as it turns out, that killer presentation goes quite a long way. Sure, it's yet another Souls
I feel like I can't make my own character, and because of that, I'm already sad.
like with the same old bonfire checkpointing system,
Okay.
punishing combat encounters, and super gross bosses that really need to take a chill pill. But I've got to admit, the anime-inspired, sleek and cartoonish art style really won me over, and I could see this becoming my next sweaty fascination. You know, maybe
This kind of reminds me of Code Vein, but better. This was like Code Vein 2. I don't know if you guys know, but Code Vein was like the first Anime Souls game, or like the first popular Anime Souls game. And I really did like it, but I did find the ending kind of boring, and the combat got a little repetitive because there wasn't as much build diversity as like a regular Souls game. So if they're going to do something similar to Code Vein again, but give us a bit more variety in our combat and in our playstyle, this is definitely something that I could find some interest in, at least in the future.
as a nice chaser in between Shadow of Erdtree sessions. Like countless genre peers, AI Limit makes no apologies about its inspiration. This is a Souls-like through and through. You'll gather materials from fallen enemies to spend on stat upgrades, find weapons and equipment in every monster-filled corridor to customize your fighting style and abilities, and
It kind of like, I'm looking at what this is your health bar. I'm assuming this is your stamina meter over here, and maybe this is your special meter up top here. And maybe, what's up with this bar? Like, I'm guessing if you do an attack while this bar is inside of this like highlighted section, maybe you do more damage because you have higher stamina. I don't know.
of course, die a whole heck of a lot when some tanky boss with serious anger management issues uses your face as a doormat. Classic Souls-like stuff. And at least in the hour-long demo I played, AI Limit seems content to follow
Okay, so we have a parry
to a T, offering pretty much no novel tweaks on the formula or reasons to play this one over the piles of games like it, with one notable exception, that is, the endlessly impressive and hard to look away from art style. That might not sound like enough of a differentiator to keep one's interest, and yet I found it to be the primary reason I was so eager to claw my way through each deadly zone to see what awesome looking thing awaited me in the next area. In the same way that the
Ooh, I think you can customize her clothing as well. You might not be able to change characters, but you can't, because here she's wearing shorts and a different shirt compared to over here where it's long pants. So at least we have some customization. That's definitely a plus. I would rather being able to just make my own character in its entirety, but I guess you can't have it all. And when it comes to Souls games, I really do appreciate a game in a different setting. However, I am kind of tired of like, here's a Souls game and it's the end of the world. Here's another Souls game and it's the end of the world. And here's another Souls game and guess what? It's the end of the world. I'm kind of tired of like that. So maybe we could just have a different setting entirely with a different art style. That would be nice. Like, oh, we're saving a kingdom. You know, I don't know. Something a bit more joyous for once.
awaited me in the next area. In the same way that the Persona series follows the traditional JRPG playbook very closely, but sets itself apart by oozing style and unrivaled swagger, AI Limit really did stand out to me in many of those same ways. Whether it was the sleek and interesting UI, or combat animations that made me feel like I was the main character in an
Let's actually
action-packed
take a look at
anime.
the UI real quick.
Action feel
See what we
sleek and
can find out. Okay. God.
Whether it was the
There we go. Okay, so we have headwear, weapons, 1 and 2. Spell. Okay, so you don't need a staff or a seal to cast your spell, and you have armor. Then I'm guessing this is your quick item slots over here. Status, equipment, inventory, and settings, level 12. I'm guessing this is your equivalent of Souls. Standard Nook lease. Retention rate, absorption rate, energy absorption. I wonder what retention rate is. the most common or octahedral necklace, widely used for storing and trading crystals. It responds to the holder consciousness and activity, absorbs or separates mud crystals. I am guessing these are the mud crystals, and perhaps if you die, you don't lose all of your mud crystals if you're wearing it. Like you keep like 75% of them, which could definitely be different, interesting because it'd be different. And over here we have like our Ash of War.
Sleek and interesting.
And over here we have weapons. So great sword, red deer. This kind of looks like the katana, bone cracker, maybe a club, and this blader swords. This looks like two kind of like gauntlets they would have on their hands. And then this is probably your longsword. Requirement, strength, technique, and spirit. I mean bonuses, sorry. And then requirement, strength, technique. So we know there's at least 3 stats that we can upgrade. Weapon skill, brute combo, special attack, vertical slash, roundhouse swipe. So I'm guessing this is a 2-part special attack, making it a combo, obviously. All right, let's keep going.
Interesting UI or combat animations that made me feel like I was the main character in an action-packed anime as I cut down the enemy with ease. I found myself nodding my head in appreciation even when every other aspect was fairly by the numbers. I will say though, it's a bit surprising that despite all the style AI Limit has going for it, the protagonist, at least in the demo, is woefully inexpressive. With no dialogue and a deadpan look on her face at all times, there's not much beyond some neat looking outfits and sweet combat animations for me to go on. She doesn't even make any kind of noise when she takes damage or dies, which just feels odd.
Yeah, everything kind of looks stiff.
I mean, I get that this lady's supposed to be a robot, but why even give
Oh,
her
she
a
is?
human appearance if you aren't going to give her any humanity?
That's the point of the game,
Here's hoping
man.
these details merely didn't make it into this early build of the game. The demo confined me to an early area that seemed pretty clearly intended as an introductory tutorial zone. But even so, I managed to find some new weapons to try out and outfits to try on, and fooled around with one of AI Limit's precious few unique mechanics, the sync rate meter, which is charged
Finally.
up by attacking things and loses power when you take hits or use special abilities that consume it, like firing an electric railgun I found lying around.
Okay, so that's
Most
like your special.
importantly, the sync rate meter also determines how much damage your weapons do, rewarding you for keeping the meter full and punishing you for depleting it, which made for a pretty interesting trade-off.
I like that. I like that. It's because like the better you like, I like it when games reward you just for being good at the game with like extra damage. Like, oh, if you don't get hit, you build more meter faster or you deal more damage. So having something like that in a Souls game can be a lot of fun because it is a lot about pattern recognition and being able to act accordingly. So it is a very rewarding thing to do to the player where it's like, oh, you're playing well, so here's some big boy damage numbers.
Might not be immediately groundbreaking at first blush, but I'm definitely intrigued by its fantastic presentation, enough to add it to my list of Souls-likes I'm excited to play. With a release date planned for later this year, it seems I won't have to wait too much longer. For more, check out our recent previews of Diablo 4: Vessel of Hatred, or follow our coverage of Star Wars Outlaws all month long as part.
Alright, well, I mean, AI Limit seems interesting enough. I might check it out. So far, I'm not like super hyped about it or anything, but it's definitely something I will check out and keep you guys updated on if you have any interest for it. Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button because we're currently on the road to 400. And if you don't want to help, well, remember, at the end of the day, I'm just some guy in the internet, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. If you want to see more of my face, be sure to click the video you see on screen right now.